Hey YouTube, this is Teen Techie, and today I'm going to show you how to use Google Forms, a start to finish tutorial. But before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. So the first thing you have to do is open Google Forms. After that, you will see a section called Start a New Form. Then you can either add a blank template or some other pre-made templates, such as contact information, party invite, or event registration. To look at more pre-made templates, you can simply go to Template Gallery. And then as you can see, it is organized into different sections such as work, education, or personal. Then after you click to add a new form, it will open up like so. And to actually name your Google form, you simply go to the top left corner and you title your Google form. After that, if you go to the title box, under that there is something called a form description. This is simply where you tell the respondent a little bit about your survey and any additional information they need to know before actually completing your survey. So you can fill that out. It is actually optional. So under this title box, we have the question. To add a question, you simply click on Untitled Question and rename the question that you'd like. To change the actual format, right now we have a multiple choice question, but if you'd like to change that to something else, you simply go to the drop bar that's to the right of the question, and you click on this triangle here. Then you see multiple options. You can either have short answer, checkboxes, you can have a linear scale, but for now I'm just going to go with the multiple choice. As you can see, under this question, there are several options. You can rename it by clicking on it and renaming it whatever you'd like. To add a new option, you simply click on Add Option, and you can add as many options as you'd like. As you can see, next to the Add option, there is an Add Other option. Essentially, this is where if you think that your respondent might have an answer other than the answers that are provided, you simply click on Add Other and they can type in whatever they would like. To adjust the position of the actual options, you simply hover over them and these 6 dots will appear and you can drag it. Some other settings we have here, or some other features, if you go to the bottom, there's these 2 boxes where you can duplicate the question, you can delete the question, or as you can see, there's this slider that allows you to make it required or not required. It simply means that before pressing submit on the survey, they have to answer the question. So you can turn that on like so. At the bottom right, we have these 3 dots that, as you know with Google applications, it simply means more options. And you can either show a description. If you'd like an additional description for the question, you can go to section based on answer, or you can shuffle option order if you'd like to randomize it a little bit. And on the right, there are several options. This is the main toolbar that will help you navigate your Google Forms more efficiently. So at the top of this toolbar, we have this plus icon where you can add another question. Then I'm just going to show you some other formats or other types of questions. So for example, you can have a linear scale. This is simply where you can rate something from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. If you'd like to change the numbers, you can simply go to this triangle here and you can select whichever number you would like. And then you can add labels, which as you can see is optional, to better inform the respondent about assessing whatever you'd like or rating it. But let's explore a little bit more of the toolbar. So here, with this T icon, you can add a title and description, something like you already have here. You can add the title, then you can add the description, and you can actually drag it around. As you can see, there's these 6 dots on the top and you can drag it around like so. You can also do the same with questions. As you can see, there are the same 6 dots where you can drag it around. This allows you to easily alter the order of your survey. The titles just allow you an easy way to separate it. It's not as definitive as adding a section. If you'd like something to accompany a question or a title, you can simply go to the image icon. By pressing this, it allows you several ways to select an image. You can either insert an image from your computer, you can use the camera by URL, Photos, Google Drive, or you can use a Google image search. So this is actually an integrated search engine. So I'm just going to search for an image to add into my survey. And there it is. I've now inserted an image. And as you can see, now that I've inserted an image, I can actually add an image title to accompany the image. And at the top left corner, there are these 3 dots. You can click on it and you can either align this picture to the left, center, or right. And you can change the image as well just by clicking on that, and that will open up the same process as you did with inserting the image. And you can remove the image by pressing this trash icon. Now we have removed image. So something else you can do is add a video. It's essentially the same process as the image. And the last option is adding section. So I mentioned it before. A section is essentially where you can separate the survey if you're going into a different topic or for whatever reason. With this, as you can see, as I mentioned before, it's more definitive. It cuts it off, and to continue to the next section, they actually have to press that next button. You can title the section, and you can even add a description, which might be helpful if you are transitioning. With the sections, they actually move quite differently than the other question boxes or title boxes. These sections, by pressing the 3 dots and pressing move section. And as you can see, it gives you this little tab here where you can drag it around like so. And then you simply save it so if you want to change it like so. Some other options you have with regards to sections is when you go to this 3 dots, you can duplicate the section, you can delete the section, or merge with the above. So now that we have completed the content of the survey, you have your sections, your titles, and your questions with the responses. You can now go to the palette icon on the top right corner where you can actually customize the theme of your survey to make it look a little bit more appealing. So when you click on that, a sidebar will appear. It's called Theme Options, where you can add a header. You can choose an image by pressing Choose Image. You can either have the default themes that's provided by Google, you can upload themes, or you can add photos. So there are different categories here that you can just explore. For now, I'm going to select Other, and you can add a header simply by clicking on it, and then it allows you to insert it. And as you can see, now that I've inserted the actual header, it has actually changed all of the colors and the accent colors within my survey. So the header is just this picture on top. Below the header, we have theme colors. So as I said before, theme colors have changed, and you can select either the theme colors that they think is complementary to your selected header, or you can add a color of your choice by pressing that plus button that allows you to add a custom color. Way of selecting a new color, you can drag it along this slider. It has added your new theme color, and it has changed the background colors. So now, with the background colors, it's a little bit less customizable. It makes sure that it actually goes with the theme colors, so I now can choose within these 4 options. So the last option here is this font style. With this drop bar, you can change the font of the entire survey by pressing this drop bar and selecting whichever style you'd like. So now that we have selected theme, you can click X on the top right corner. So to the right of the color palette, you can actually preview your survey. Once you finish your survey, finalized it, and you want to make sure everything's ready to be sent out, you click on this eye icon, and it redirects you to a separate page with the actual preview that your respondents will see. And now I can click on Submit. So now I've submitted it, shows me that my response has been recorded, and it allows me to submit more responses. If you do not like this option, stay tuned because I will show you how to disable this option to ensure that the respondent cannot answer more than one time. So now I'm going to go back to the survey. And now that I've gone back to the survey, you can see that next to the responses tab, there is a 1. That is because there has been 1 response. Let's check out this response tab. When you click on the response tab, it gives you 3 separate tabs. The summary tab, question, or individual. With the summary, it gives you a summarized version of all of the responses with these charts that shows you, for example, what the majority answered as their response. The second tab is question, so it visits each question in their answer in more detail. This is navigated by question. Then the last is individual. So if you'd like to look at the responses individually, of course, because this is an anonymous survey, it's just shown as respondent 1. So with these responses, you can transfer it to a spreadsheet if you'd like to further analyze and look at the data. You can do that as well. You can also print the responses or delete them. So with this top right corner with these three dots, you can get email notifications for new responses, select response destination, download responses, and then you have these last two options that are already over here. Some other things you can do with the overall survey, top left corner, you can either move it to a specific folder and press move. If this is a more important survey, you can click on the star. You can go to the gears icon on the top right corner next to send. Here you can change the settings, so you can have it collect email addresses if you do not want this to be an anonymous survey. Then right here is what I was talking about before. You can limit it to one response. Then you can add other things such as respondents can edit after submit or see summary charts. This other tab is presentation, and the last tab is quizzes. So you can actually make this a quiz. So if you're an educator and you would like an easy way to add an online quiz, this automatically grades it. Just be aware that with regards to verbatim, it gives exact responses. So if it is a text response, then it may mark it as wrong, even though it is essentially the same answer. So with quizzes, I recommend adding mostly multiple choice questions. So after you have selected the preferences, you can go down to save on the bottom right corner. You can now send it out by pressing the send button. Here you can send it via either email, a URL, or via HTML. So with email, you can actually add an email in here. And then because this sends via email, you can add a specific subject and the actual message. And you can have it so that the form is actually included in the email. You can actually also add collaborators. These are not respondents, but these are other people that can actually work on the survey. To go back to the Google Forms, you simply click on this logo on the top left corner and it redirects you back to Google Forms. As you can see, it has added my newly made survey. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on that like button and subscribe to my channel. But please make sure to check out those other videos, and if you have any suggestions for any future content, make sure to comment on the comment section below. Thanks for watching.